A legacy of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Manbuson, celebrating 25 years of commitment to Guam, Micronesia, and the CNMI. Cars Plus Hyundai, home of the Kona electric vehicle, an electric heart with an SUV soul. Test drive yours today at Cars Plus. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it, and King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on primetime, lawmakers aren't backing down from CNMI governor probe. Plus, no qualified bidders for the tobacco tax stamp collection. And although the CDC team has departed, public health continues to look into the dead on arrival cases.
Off today and good evening, everyone. I'm Tyler Matsinani. Thanks so much for joining us. The CNMI House Speaker certified the contempt charge against Governor Ralph Torres, a historic first in the Commonwealth's history, marking a challenge to our system of checks and balances. Our Tomas Manglonia reports.
This is the first time this is happening. Based on my experience, to hold anybody in contempt, and let alone the governor now.
The legislative investigation into the governor is now a historic test of checks and balances. House Speaker Edmund Villagomez certified the House Committee's vote to hold Governor Ralph Torres in contempt.
Are you confident that the AG will move forward with the prosecution?
I at least hope so. I mean, we have the statute that says that they shall. So it's really in the hands of the AG now and his office.
In an interview with KUAM in June 2020, CNMI Attorney General Edward Manbuson didn't offer many details, but had this to say on investigations into government spending at the time.
We've got to be a transparent government, and you cannot have corruption in government.
That transparency being tested, the Speaker did not mince words in his 3-page letter to the AG, writing in part, despite knowing the consequences of failing to appear, he recklessly disregarded the risk of being held in contempt for his actions.
There's always two sides to the story, and there's people that out there that will say, like, maybe the committee should have agreed with the governor's terms, and then there's also people that are like, no, if you have nothing to hide, just come and show up and testify.
And the clock is ticking in an already charged election season. A vocal member of the committee, Tina Sablan, is running for governor under the Democratic Party's banner.
No matter how neutral or objective you try to make it look, just the fact that there are contenders on one branch, there's a contender in one branch and a contender in another branch, it's already looked at as, there's some political stuff going on.
While matters are taken up in court, the court of public opinion roars on.
The process can take a while, and then you tend to lose trust there. You start to speculate, but until you know all the details, really, it's going to be hard to place some kind of judgment. So for now, yes, I do trust the process.
Tomas Manglonia for KUAM News on Saipan.
It's back to the drawing board for the controversial tobacco tax stamp program. Department of Revenue and Taxation Deputy Director Marie Lazama confirms with KUAM the bid issued for the prospective procurement of tobacco tax stamps failed due to a lack of qualified bidders. Lazama said DRT is in the process of assessing the next steps and is also looking into other viable alternatives. The collection of tobacco taxes was to be handed over to a private company in accordance with a recently passed law, despite criticisms from senators who opposed the measure, saying DRT could do the job for millions of dollars less than a private business could. Deputy Lazama said DRT continues to collect tobacco taxes on all tobacco products that are withdrawn for local sales from bonded warehouses. DRT Oversight Chair Senator Sabina Perez says she will meet with agency leadership tomorrow on the issue. Omicron, the variant of concern, continues to infect thousands worldwide. With the variant now almost everywhere, will Guam see the new strain soon? Daniel Perez reports.
More states and countries continue to see a rise in Omicron cases. Former head of the Physicians Advisory Group, Dr. Hoa Wen, spoke on the new strain.
Omicron is very infectious. It's about 7 to 8 times more than Delta. which is unbelievable. So, yeah, it's going to, they predict that by the next week or two, it will be overtaking Delta regarding infection in the United States. So it's very infectious.
Although the infection rate is higher than Delta, the symptoms look to be light.
The symptom is very mild, so the hospitalization and the death rate hopefully will not go up like the Delta. So that's what we were hoping for, and the data so far point that way.
Dr. Wen added that if you've been infected by COVID before, there's a higher chance to contract Omicron.
Omicron can reinfect you even if you have immunity from the Delta. So that's what they're looking for, because the change, the mutation, the spike protein has so much change that the immunity from the natural immunity from the infection and also from some of the vaccine, the vaccine work great to protect you, but I think the Omicron bring it down to about 75% efficacy.
Dr. Wen stated that even though Omicron isn't here yet, it will be soon enough.
Omicron will be here sooner or later, and we will see increase in rate of positive in the clinic, and we will inform public health, hey, there's a lot of infection coming up. So I think right now they send out some specimen, and let's see if the genome sequencing, see it's still Delta or not, or Omicron. But yeah, I don't think it's here yet, but it will get here sooner or later.
With the holidays coming up, Dr. Wen says that if you are feeling sick or feel you have COVID symptoms, to get tested and checked right away. He also urges those who haven't gotten the booster to do so, as it helps bring down the severity of the virus. Daniel Perez reporting for Guam's News Network.
The Department of Public Health and Social Services gave an update on the status of the CDC team today, along with the COVID samples they sent for genome sequencing and the FEMA nurses on island. Here's more.
The team from the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention investigating the island's DOA cases have left the island earlier this month. Public Health PIO Janella Carrera.
But the plan is to continue having meetings with them while they're back in Atlanta. And then we do want to bring them back in January just to kind of help us close out the investigation on the dead on arrival cases.
Carrera said that although the CDC team is gone, the investigation is ongoing with Public Health taking over. She added that the CDC team also helped establish the data gathering process and producing reports for Public Health to follow.
Our team here is well capable of also continuing what they started. And so we're continuing to collaborate with the CDC team. And then when they come back in January, we can continue that collaboration and then close out and complete the investigation. We are also looking at the numbers and gathering the data as well. So when the CDC team was here, our team was also collaborating with them and looking at the DOA cases, conducting interviews alongside them, working with the hospitals as well. So it was a partnership. And so it wasn't just a CDC team alone that was doing this. We had Dr. Ann Pabutsky, we had our surveillance team, our containment branch also conducting the investigation along with the CDC team.
Carrera hopes that if the CDC team does come back, it will be the same members since they are familiar with the island, territory, and culture. As for the FEMA nurses on island.
So the FEMA team, we had about 37 of them, and some have already left. Some are leaving tomorrow, or today rather, and then some are leaving tomorrow as well. So they're little by little leaving Guam. And at this time, that was already their extension. So their contract was ending by mid-December. So they're all preparing to leave Guam.
Carrera further added that there is an ongoing process to request for more nurses and support staff from the federal government. There are no results yet from the CDC on the COVID samples Public Health sent over for genome sequencing. Daniel Perez reporting for Guam's News Network.
On March 14 of last year, soldiers and airmen of the Joint Task Force 671 stepped up and answered the call. As part of the Guam Guard's COVID-19 task force, 164 missions have successfully been executed, with troops taking part in Task Force Support, Task Force Shield, and Task Force Medical. And today, about 100 of those troops were deactivated at an awards ceremony at the Barrigada Readiness Complex. The remaining half of the Joint Task Force is authorized to remain on orders through March and will focus mainly on vaccination efforts around the island. Some good news coming out of the Guam Department of Education, as meetings have been scheduled in the coming months to start the process of removing the third-party fiduciary. GDOE Superintendent John Fernandez shared with KUAM's The Link exclusively that in an early meeting Wednesday morning with Chris Soto, Senior Advisor, Office of the Secretary of the U.S. Department of Education, they are setting some timelines in the next few months to hopefully remove third-party fiduciary oversight, or at least begin that process before the summer. He shared more details of the discussion.
We'll have a virtual monitoring visit that'll happen in January, but even more important, an on-site visit by U.S. Department staff sometime this spring to make sure that we can close out some of these pending items that we believe we've accomplished, but have to be validated on-site before they can be taken off the list.
Alvarez and Marsal Public Sector Services LLC has been GDOE's third-party fiduciary agent since 2009. USDOE designated GDOE as a high-risk grantee in September 2003 because of poor management and spending of federal funds. All public high school freshmen and sophomore students worried about not meeting the service learning hour requirements can put their concerns to rest. KUAM's Isaiah Uggan reports.
Guam Department of Education Superintendent John Fernandez appeared on KUAM's multimedia platform show The Link Wednesday morning for their weekly education update and said that GDOE plans to request an extension of the waiver of service learning hours for current freshmen and sophomore students. In order to graduate, Guam Public High School students are required by Public Law 28-41 to complete 75 service learning hours by physically volunteering and doing acts of service at nonprofit organizations and/or nonprofit events prior to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Our plan is to go to seek that extension of that waiver with the legislature. I believe we were waiting for some final decisions from the board on our learning recovery strategy.
GDOE is required to fulfill 180 days of instruction. Now that students have returned to classes full-time, they must make up at least 26 days. However, GDOE intends to request to waive that requirement as well.
As you know, when we sought the waiver, it was not just service learning, but also for the instructional hours at the same time. And so I believe in January, we were hoping to close out that discussion and then maybe go to the legislature at that point.
According to KUAM News Archives, through Bill 332-35, which was introduced by Senator Amanda Shelton, service learning hours were waived for high school students enrolled in school year 2019 to 2020. That means current high school juniors and seniors enrolled this year at GDOE schools are not required to acquire service learning hours. Reporting for Guam's News Network, Guahusi Isaiah Uggan.
Renovations at the island's only public hospital continue. Guam Memorial Hospital Administrator Lillian Posadas provided a status update.
The Z wing that is going to be demolished, the contractor is going to, I think, begin moving along with getting that Z wing demolished by first quarter of next year. We're going to see that wing demolished. The roof repair, we're going at it by phases. And so, again, it's the contractor. We don't have much control, but we've been in communication with them on a regular basis, to get the roof repaired so that we don't have any more of the leaking. The ventilation, HVAC, we're going to start with the laboratory area, getting all that repaired. And so it's an ongoing process.
Posadas added that with the holidays coming up, they may see some delays in renovations and repairs. She added that they are in constant contact with the contractors to get the projects done. A vehicle crashed through the front door of the Government of Guam Retirement Fund building in Maiti this morning. According to Guam Police Department Acting Spokeswoman Officer Berlin Savella, officers from Central Precinct Command responded to the incident sometime around 9:30 a.m. The driver is well and refused any medical treatment. The incident was classified as a non-traffic crash with no injuries. Once again, we invite you to voice your view with our daily question across our social media pages. Today we ask, how concerned are you about the Omicron variant, and what questions do you have about it? And KUAM and Coast 360 throughout the month of December share Making Spirits Bright. We want to see videos and pics of your Christmas trees, decorations, and holiday photos. Make sure to use the hashtag Making Spirits Bright Guam on Facebook or Instagram. Check out these images from George and Therese Diaz and family of Barragata.
Hafide, this is Governor Lou Leon Guerrero. If you're struggling to pay rent and utilities because of the pandemic, your government can help. Our Emergency Rental Assistance Program provides direct relief to you. To date, over $6.9 million has helped over 1,500 households.
Apply online at eoa.guam.gov or call the Department of Administration's Emergency Rental Assistance Program at 671-638-4518 or 19.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replay, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
What are you doing? What? Just reminding him I serve my breakfast sandwiches all day and all night with freshly cracked eggs. Try my 2 for $6 double bacon breakfast sandwiches.
Hafide, this is Congressman Nicholas. If you are a small business, you may be interested in a federal program called the State Small Business Credit Initiative. This program can provide federal funds to match equity investments into your company or help you get lower interest rates at local banks. To find out more on how this program can help your small business, please contact your Guam Congressional Office at 475-6453 or at michael.sanicholas@mail.house.gov.
This ad was paid for with official funds from the Office of Congressman Michael F.Q. San Nicolas.
It's a special delivery to your inbox every week with your KUAM News Roundup, program advisories, and promotions. Sign up for the weekly KUAM Digital Digest today on KUAM.com.
Welcome back. One step closer to addressing a staffing shortfall, Jonah Gancharfros has more on the upcoming fire cycle for the Guam Fire Department.
It was back in August of this year when Deputy Fire Chief Joey San Nicolas told KUAM that as a result of a shortage of manpower within the Guam Fire Department, just about every single personnel has accrued irregular overtime on a regular basis. That may soon be a thing of the past as preparations are underway to launch a new cycle of fire recruits. GFD Chief Dan Stone.
It's my understanding that we had about 950 applicants. Of those 950, 458 showed up for written testing. And of the 458, 86 passed the test.
Since Wednesday, 86 potential recruits divided into groups have been going through the Fire Recruit Physical Abilities Testing, or FRPAT, at the Agana Heights Gym. The testing, which is part of the application process, is being administered by the Department of Administration with the support of GFD personnel and equipment.
All of the events being conducted are what we would expect a firefighter to perform out on a fire ground. So as the example, they would have to raise a ladder, extend the ladder, climb the ladder, drag fire hose, do forcible entry, and of course rescue a victim. And that is illustrated through the weighted sled that the candidates have to pull a certain distance.
It's been 3 years since the last fire cycle, and the department is looking forward to the additional manpower.
We're very excited to be able to get to this point, but we still have a couple of other phases to go through, which is they have to get evaluated, then a list comes out, and then the final process is the actual interview.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Jonagan Charfris.
Over 100 cases sit unsolved at the Guam Police Department's headquarters in Tizen, some dating back to the 70s. KUAM's Hannah Devanzo has this report.
A room stacked with boxes nearly touching the ceiling are classified cold at GPD headquarters. A case is classified cold when detectives run out of witnesses, leads, and forensic science. Chief of Police Stephen Ignacio plans to establish a cold case team on Guam.
Sometime very shortly, we will augment because the officers that are here today, are from the Crimes Against Persons section, but we would like to augment them with more officers, to have a full, robust unsolved homicide team, because with unsolved homicides, you need to have a dedicated team. You can't have a team that's going to be called because something else is going on today, because they get their attention is diverted. They kind of lose traction on cases.
With newer technology, Chief Ignacio believes it's the right time to revisit cold cases.
I think this is an opportune time to go back and circle back to those unsolved homicide cases and leverage the forensic science and the technology now with DNA, to move forward.
One way GPD solves cold cases is through forensic science. Another way has been through tips from island residents. 2 cold cases just this year were solved from information received.
When information becomes available and there are good leads in cases, we actively pursue them until we run out of leads or we successfully clear them and make arrests. And so I think that was very important in the last 2 cases.
GPD is asking island residents to assist them in solving cold cases to bring closure to grieving families. If you know anything from past cases, contact 671-475-8615-7, where dispatchers will transfer you accordingly. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Hannah Devanzo.
36-year-old Matthew San Augustine Manbuson appeared in Superior Court today before Judge Vernon Perez for a status hearing. Manbuson is being held prior to trial happening on February 9. Manbuson is accused of manslaughter and aggravated assault for the death of Joshua Meno, whose body was found in April of this year along Swamp Road in Dedido. His next court date will be on January 3rd before Judge Perez for a status hearing. In some positive signs for the struggling tourism industry, Korea's Air Busan is filing for reinstatement of its signatory carrier status. Air Busan is the low-cost carrier subsidiary of Asian Airlines, which first began service to Guam in 2015, but stopped flying last October. The announcement was made during an airport board meeting today. Deputy Executive Manager Ricky Hernandez.
And they're resumed flight operations on December 4th, 2021, with a departure scheduled every Saturday until March 2022. They were utilizing a short-haul flight sized aircraft with a seat capacity of 195 passengers. Air Busan did anticipate adding an additional flight beginning on December 21, 2021.
In other action, the board approved providing additional relief to their minimum annual guarantee tenants because of the continuing impact of COVID on the travel industry.
In addition to that, we're looking for them to move to a percentage of sales. And so let's say, for example, their percentage of sales is less than the $30,000 that they're paying. That difference between their percentage of sales and the $30,000, we are proposing to provide a deferral of that payment.
The MAG tenants are the various retail operations, including food vendors and auto rental agencies. It was an opportunity for Guam and Taiwan to discuss aero transportation, possibilities of industrial development, and more during this 2021 Virtual Economic Summit. Brian Bomba, chairman for the Guam International Airport Authority, posing a question to Mayor of Taoyuan City, Cheng Wen-san, regarding transshipment and how they can diversify the GIAA.
First off, the COVID pandemic had really exposed airports and economies that are traditionally and heavily reliant on leisure travel or tourism. And it caused airports to think outside the box to diversify its business and spread those risks in the event of a sustained pandemic or even something in the future that's similar that may occur. And while these are very capital intensive assets, they do generate the economic activity that sustain our economies, especially in a very small part of the world. What are some of the key requirements and maybe learnings that we can take away from Taoyuan's development?
It's actually a comprehensive complex for the land areas. We have more than 2,600 hectares of lands to be developed. So you can see that 40% of the lands were actually compensated for those whose land were acquired. The Aerotropolis project actually integrates the capacity of the airport to introduce industries and to develop our airport cities.
You can catch the rebroadcasts on Saturday, December 18th at 2:30 p.m. and 4 p.m. on TV 11. The Economic Summit will also be available on the KUAM News YouTube channel and Facebook page. United Airlines brought in the Christmas spirit by flying in Santa from the North Pole. On Wednesday afternoon, children ages 2 to 13 from the Catholic Social Service homeless shelter all eagerly gathered waiting for Santa to arrive. General Manager for United Airlines, Justin Marion, told KUAM why they put on such an event every year, saying, quote, "It really is about giving back to the community. United being Guam's hometown carrier, and especially helping out the children. What better group of customers for United to help spread the holiday spirit than the children here on Guam?" The afternoon was filled with music, laughter, and goodies. The children all had a wish list, and with the help of his little helpers, Santa was able to present them all with a gift. The Guam Community College is offering the opportunity to build your future and join the workforce through their construction boot camp. Participants will get the chance to get hands-on training and gain multiple certifications that are essential foundations in the field. GCC's Denise Mendiola.
Course, and then they also get the OSHA 10 certificate, work ethic certificate, work keys, NCRC. Recognition. This is a national recognition where they place. And so in addition to that, when they learn the electrical, carpentry, and HVAC, they also earn college credit.
The 12-week program is completely free and funded by the Department of Interior and has 2 employers ready to recruit potential workers.
Employers are looking for that experience. They're looking for folks that have tested and tried it out, had hands-on experience, over those that maybe have just, completed school but haven't had any experience at all. So this is what gives them that opportunity, their foot in the door.
The boot camp begins this weekend. Participants can register by calling 671-735-5627 or email workforce@guamcc.edu. The island's first women's business center was unveiled on Monday by the Guam Women's Chamber of Commerce. The mission of the GWC is to advance women in business through advocacy, networking, mentorship, and access to resources. Located in Hagåtña, the center boasts up to 1,200 square feet of usable space for its members and women in business. It has a private conference room, workstations, and areas for workshops or classes come the new year. To keep informed, you can follow Guam Women's Chambers of Commerce on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Sports is up next with Dave Delgado, and still to come, your Cold Stone Creamery birthday shoutouts. Keep it here. You're watching KUAM.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Mas.
The all-new Hyundai Tucson.
We've made a lot of breakfasts, and along the way, we noticed something was missing. A warm cinnamon roll for breakfast, or with breakfast. A fluffy blueberry muffin from the drive-thru you're already driving through. A glazed apple fritter, which might find its way into your coffee. These are options every breakfast haver should have. And now, they do. Meet the new bakery sweets at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Manbuson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Manbuson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
The McDonald's High School Basketball Classic, hosted by Clutch Guam, will take place December 20th through January 8th at the FD Phoenix Center. On the boys' side, St. Paul, JFK, and FD will be the top teams to look out for.
We're really excited about 2022 and partnering with McDonald's and KUAM on this event. I think it's a partnership set in stone, and we're really just doing this for the sports community, curating awesome content, putting together memorable sporting events, so it's a perfect match.
For the girls, the Warriors will look to keep their title at St. Paul. Academy, JFK, and Ukadu also have their names in the mix.
Basketball is a highly competitive sport, and this season we're looking at a highly competitive season as well. A lot of returnees across the board. Teams have been working hard all off season, talking with coaches. So, expect a competitive season on both the boys and girls side.
The Friars are led by senior Kane Santos and junior Jaden Santos. FD will lean on their younger players to step up this season. Kirsten Guzman and Carl Vinca had the Islanders in the paint. JFK's grit and scrappy play have them as one of this year's contenders. St. Paul's latest addition of senior point guard EJ Cruz, along with Josiah Quintanilla and Xander Sanchez, will pose the problem for defenses.
There's really not, those two top powerhouse teams this season. It's really up for debate. It's open for discussion. And, as the season rolls on, we'll see which teams are able to come out on top.
In programming news, tune into the stations of KUAM to catch all of your NFL action Monday, December 20th at 4 in the morning on KUAM TV 11, NFL on CBS, New York Jets at Miami Dolphins, Then at 11:20 in the morning on KUAM TV 8, NBC Sunday Night Football, New Orleans Saints at Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Building on the past, we at Docomo Pacific Business believe in helping businesses move forward and together, changing the way we get things done to make you and your company reach your highest potential. Trust in our commitment to bring you the best solutions for all your business goals. We are Docomo Pacific Business. Let's work better together.
The holidays are here, and you know what that means. Time to gather with family and friends, dress up our homes, and explore the Christmas season in paradise. Why not share these moments for a chance to win $100 in cash? Log on to visitguam.com/Instaguam today to participate in the Guam Visitors Bureau's #Instaguam photo and video contest. A winner will be chosen every week, so share your best holiday moments now and win. Brought to you by GVB, making Guam a better place to live, work, and visit.
Half a day.
Hi.
That will be $20, please.
I forgot my Mobile Smiles Driver's Rewards card.
No worries. You can now use your registered mobile number to earn points.
Can I use my mobile number to redeem rewards?
Sure. Just show us your photo ID or driver's license.
That's easy.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
All right, birthday shout-out time. Let's do this, guys. Happy birthday on December 16th to Jarek Hernandez. Happy birthday blessings to our traveling king, Jarek. Hey, man, A Life Not Traveled is a book that's unread. I think I read that somewhere before. Your shout-out says you are loved and appreciated today and always. Thank you for you, and happy birthday to you, Jarek. And belated birthday wishes going out to Bill St. Nicholas, who was born on December 15th. Happy birthday, my love, your shout-out says. We pledged our love 35 years ago. With 6 children and 16 grandchildren, what more can we ask for? We have it all. Love, passion, communication, family, and most of all, each other. You're always in my heart. Happy birthday from your wife and family. That is a beautiful shout-out. Really good job. So to Bill and to Jarek, we wish both of you the happiest of birthdays. Have a fantastic day. And you know what? We appreciate you guys because you're awesome.
And I would like to wish a very special happy birthday shout out to my dad, Frank Matanani. Love you so much, Dad. Thank you for all that you do. He is a Guam firefighter and has been working so hard throughout this entire pandemic. So thank you, Dad. Love you so much. And that's coming